step back into the golden age of cinema, the era from the 1940s to the 1960s, when unforgettable women ruled the silver screen with elegance and charm. Welcome to Academy of Shorts, where vintage photographs are restored and brought to life, transforming iconic film stars into living, breathing moments for a new generation. Dazzling, defiant, unforgettable. Elizabeth Taylor was more than a Hollywood star. She was a force of nature. With her violet eyes and commanding screen presence, she redefined what it meant to be a leading lady. From Cleopatra to Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, her performances captivated millions. Off-screen, her life was just as bold. 8 marriages, fierce independence, and a trailblazing role in philanthropy, becoming one of the first celebrities to champion AIDS awareness. Glamorous, complex, and iconic, Elizabeth Taylor remains not just a legend of the silver screen, but a timeless symbol of strength, style, and unapologetic passion. From the moment Jayne Mansfield stepped onto a Hollywood set in the 1950s, she redefined what it meant to be a screen siren of her era. Platinum hair gleaming under the lights, a smile that could stop traffic. Mansfield turned every entrance into an event. But behind the playful wink was a shrewd strategist. She negotiated her own publicity, outshining studio campaigns and turning her name into an international brand. From The Girl Can't Help It to Will's Success, Spoil Rock Hunter, Jayne proved she had both comic timing and charisma to burn. Her life burned just as brightly and as briefly, leaving behind an image of mid-century glamour that still dazzles today. Jayne Mansfield wasn't just a starlet. She was the spectacle Hollywood could never forget. Her face was made for the silver screen. Radiant, honest, unforgettable. Ingrid Bergman stepped from Sweden into Hollywood and captured the world's heart with a single glance. From the fog-drenched romance of Casablanca to the shadowy suspense of Hitchcock's Notorious, she played women of mystery and quiet strength. Bergman defied typecasting, leaping from Hollywood to Europe and back again, winning 3 Oscars along the way. More than a star, she was a storyteller, fearless, luminous, and utterly timeless. Her voice, her presence, her unshakable grace still ripple through film history. Even today, every flicker of her smile reminds us why cinema, and audiences everywhere, fell in love with Ingrid Bergman. From the first moment she lowered those famous lids and spoke in that husky whisper, the world was spellbound. Lauren Bacall didn't just enter Hollywood, she changed its temperature. At only 19, she matched Humphrey Bogart line for line in To Have and Have Not, turning a single glance into a masterclass in cool. That voice, low, velvety, impossible to forget, became her signature, and her fearless wit made her the queen of film noir. Bacall was more than a leading lady. She was a mood, a lesson in understated power. Decades later, that smoky allure still lingers, proof that true style never fades and real legends never dim. She arrived from Europe with a presence that needed no introduction. One glance, and the camera surrendered. Eyes alive with mystery, posture poised like a born icon. From smoky Roman cafes to Paris runways, she became the emblem of a borderless style, and Hollywood quickly took notice. No studio could define her. She drifted from art house drama to glossy adventure with effortless grace. Decades later, her image still whispers of elegance without effort, proof that true stardom speaks every language. Known to the world as La Lolo, Gina Lollobrigida was born in 1927 in the mountain town of Subiaco, Italy. Trained first as a sculptor, she stepped before the camera and quickly became Europe's most photographed woman. International fame followed with Fan Fan La Tulipe, then Hollywood hits like Beat the Devil and Trapeze, where her Mediterranean beauty met a magnetic self-assurance that captivated audiences worldwide. Later, she turned photojournalist and served as a goodwill ambassador, proving her artistry reached far beyond acting. Gina Lollobrigida remains a radiant emblem of post-war glamour and the enduring elegance of Italian cinema. She was the very definition of elegance, Grace Kelly, Hollywood's luminous jewel of the 1950s. With eyes that held both mystery and warmth, she conquered the silver screen in unforgettable classics like Rear Window and To Catch a Thief, bringing a quiet magnetism to every frame. Then, in a twist even the movies couldn't dream up, she left the spotlights of Hollywood for the Crown of Monaco, becoming Princess Grace. Actress, style icon, modern fairy tale, her legend endures as a timeless symbol of beauty, poise, and a life lived like a cinematic dream, inspiring generations with every graceful turn of her remarkable story. Under the shimmering lights of Hollywood's golden age, Natalie Wood seemed born of silver screen magic. A child star who captured hearts in Miracle on 34th Street, she grew into a luminous leading lady of Rebel Without a Cause, West Side Story, and Splendor in the Grass. With eyes that carried both innocence and mystery, she danced effortlessly between vulnerability and fire, becoming one of the most magnetic talents of her generation. On screen, she was timeless. Off-screen, she embodied the allure and the enigmas of classic Hollywood. Natalie Wood, an unforgettable star whose light continues to sparkle long after the final curtain. In the flicker of the spotlight, there she is, Marilyn Monroe, the very definition of Hollywood's golden glow. Born Norma Jean, she spun a childhood of uncertainty into a legend of luminous charm. Her breathy voice and knowing smile weren't just glamour. They were a kind of magic, at once playful and vulnerable. She conquered the screen in comedies and dramas alike, a star whose allure hid both fierce ambition and aching humanity. Even now, decades later, Marilyn isn't just remembered, she's felt. A timeless muse, forever whispering that stardust and heartache can live in the same breath. A symbol of wonder who continues to ignite dreams. Before the world knew the power of quiet elegance, Audrey Hepburn defined it. Born in Belgium and shaped by wartime hardship, she carried grace like a secret strength. From a ballerina's dream to an Academy Award in her very first starring role, she captivated audiences with a gaze that spoke more than dialogue ever could. Breakfast at Tiffany's made her a style icon, Roman holiday, a princess we could believe in. Beyond the silver screen, she found her greatest role, UNICEF ambassador, tireless humanitarian, a voice for children worldwide. Audrey proved that true beauty lives in purpose, and her luminous spirit still lights the world like the first flicker of dawn. The lights dim, the curtain falls, yet the legends of Hollywood's golden age never fade. At Academy of Shorts, every restored photograph keeps their brilliance alive, transforming the icons of the 1940s and 50s into moving stories you can experience again and again. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and join us as we bring yesterday's stars to life, one timeless frame at a time.